Hi, my name is Deanna Lucanati, and I am the author of Alzheimer's Days Gone By. And I wanted to spend a few minutes with you today talking a little bit about the book and how it came about and give you an author perspective. Um, with that said, let's start a little bit about how the book even happened. I've been in the long-term care arena for 13 plus years. A lot of my background in most of it has been marketing and education. And while I would be out marketing and doing an education for whatever group I worked for, I noticed that people, professionals and personal caregivers, would just be writing as quickly as they could everything I was saying and calling and saying, can I have more information? Is there more that you can talk with me about? And I would come home and tell my husband through a couple of years that, I really should write a book. And I guess he kind of got tired of hearing that. And one day he said to me, put up or shut up, his exact words. And I guess you know which way I went. And so that's just a little bit about how it started. It's also because of my grandmother, who did have a form of dementia years ago, and the journey I went on with that. And so that was also a motivation for me in regards to learning everything I could about the dementia process and how things could be done different and better, in my view. I also wanted the book to be short, concise, and an easy read. The book is 121 pages. It's not going to be in hard copy. I will never put it in hard copy. I wanted it where you could bend it, use it. I wanted it where you could put it in a coat pocket, into your purse, for lots of reasons. And the main reason is so if you were out with your loved one and you needed this book, it would be easier for you to carry it with you that way than if it was a hard copy and harder to keep up with. So that's the reason it is in soft copy only. It has bullet points, pictures, charts, graph type concepts. It has note sections in it where you can truly take notes about what you've learned or questions or more research you want to do. I truly want this to be like a workbook for you. The chapters in the book are broken down into 13 chapters, again 121 pages, so small chapters. The first chapter is taking care of yourself. My editor and I went around and around about what order to put the chapters in, and we finally decided that chapter 1 needed to be taking care of yourself. Because without that, the rest of the chapters really you couldn't learn from if you weren't taking care of yourself. So that's why taking care of yourself is the first chapter. And then from there it goes to behaviors, communication, daily living, lifestyle enhancement programming, or it's also known as activities, overview of dementia and inside the human brain. Those are 2 chapters, and I must say, if you read anything about my book, it is from a non-clinical standpoint. There is a little clinical in it, but in my book, in my alphabet behind my name, there is nothing about a doctor, an RN. I'm a social worker, I'm an administrator, I'm an assisted living director, I'm an educator, and I truly educate from the social perspective. I think that's important to offer. There's research chapter, resources, forget-me-nots. Forget-me-nots is a chapter about things you either forget about because you don't know, or things that are hard to talk about, like pre-need arrangements, power of attorney, what to look for in an assisted living, hospice, home health, but just little blurbs about those to help you on your journey and get you thinking about future things you need to look at. Hope for the holidays is some tips on how to make the holiday time a little bit better for everyone involved. Home safety, and then the last chapter, chapter 13, is called Light in the Tunnel Stories. And what that is about is stories that people that I know that have been on the journey with Alzheimer's wrote up for me. It is their aha moment. It's them finding their light. And it is in their words. I did not change their stories whatsoever. They wanted to remain anonymous, and I truly feel that Alzheimer's Days Gone By would not have been complete without chapter 13 in it. I even have another video here on my website that I read one of the Light in the Tunnel stories. So please tune into that and look at that. Now, in regards to the cover and design of the book, I designed it like this very much on purpose. The cover looks very romantic looking. I didn't want it to have a clinical view to it because I wanted it where you could have it around your loved one and not increase paranoia or agitation in them. The Alzheimer's is also not even bolded out more because I didn't want it to draw attention to your loved one that's on this journey to see that word. And I went back and forth with that because my marketing side was going, oh, I need to bold that out, it really needs to be seen, so when they're in the bookstore in the self-help area, they can truly pick up quickly what this book is about. But it won out in my mind that what was best for you guys on your journey is that it needed to be more subtle. So that's why it is like that. And then if you come to a book signing, or if I meet you and you purchase a book, I do sign it for you. And I sign it wishing you strength, courage, and happiness with those in their days gone by. And I put a purple stamp dragonfly on it. Purple stands for Alzheimer's. And then the dragonfly in Japan stands for strength, courage, and happiness. And I truly feel that whether you're a personal or professional caregiver, that you need strength, courage, and happiness on your journey with your loved one or person with Alzheimer's. So I appreciate your time, and thanks for tuning in, and wishing you strength, courage, and happiness with those in their days gone by.